Hello students, welcome back. So today we are going to start a new topic, that is the classification of bacteria on the basis of what? Staining. Earlier we have done the classification on the basis of shape, on the basis of flagella. Fine. So here in the continuation of the kingdom Monera, we are discussing about kingdom Monera. So in this kingdom they are having different members. What are they? Archaebacteria, Eubacteria, Cyanobacteria, Bacteria, Actinomycetes and Mycoplasma. So here up to this lecture, what we have covered about the Archaebacteria. These are the primitive bacteria. Eubacteria, these are the true bacteria. We have done about the cyanobacteria, different types of cyanobacteria on the basis of their mode of nutrition. And now we will study about the bacteria. Fine. In this bacteria, what we were doing in the last session, the classification, and third classification based on what? On the basis of staining. So who has discovered this technique? This is an important question. Christian D. Gram. That's why on his name this method is known as Gram staining, or the Gram positive or Gram negative. Fine. So who has discovered it? Christian D. Gram. Fine. So now what they have done done some experiment. On the basis of that, they have given name Gram positive bacteria and Gram negative bacteria. If you will define both these things, you will say that those who will retain the color of the stain, it is known as Gram positive. Those are not able to retain the staining, it is known as Gram negative bacteria. So how you can say all these things? What are the different methods? We will understand here what are different techniques which we have which they have done to classify these type of bacteria. So in starting, what they have done, they have taken in a petri dish. In petri dish, what they have done, they have grown some bacteria. We don't know whether it is a Gram positive and Gram negative. So they have cultured different bacteria here in different petri dishes. So with the help of inoculation needle, they have taken bacteria, and what they have done, here I am showing with the help of what? I am showing with the help of only two slides. So in these slides, for example, here I have denoted this is slide A and this is slide B. So with the help of inoculation medium, they have taken bacteria and fix it here with the heat fixing. Okay. Now, and the another step, what they have done, there are different types of slides. So we are following the same step, we are following the same procedure in all the slides. So here we have, first of all, what we have done, we have treated this these slides with what? We have first of all we have done heat fixing. After heating or heat fixing, what we will do, we will treat them with crystalline violet. What we will do? Crystalline violet. Fine. So we know that it is a primary stain. And with the help of this primary stain, what will happen? There will be staining in these two bacteria. Fine. After that, after treating with the crystalline violet of slide A as well as slide B, we are following the same technique. What you will observe here, there will be some change in color. Now the bacterial color will be changed, and this color will be blue in, or we can say purple or purple blue in both A as well as B. So if you see the structure of bacterium now, I am showing here with the help of this. So these structure are like blue in color, while if B also, it will be blue in color or purple in color. I am showing with the blue marker. Now again, what they have done, they have treated both these bacteria with another stage which is known as potassium iodide. What will we do? It will treat with the potassium iodide or the iodine solution. Fine. And here, how much quantity we are taking? 0.5%. So here, with the name of this quantity, we have assumed that gram stain. So this iodine is what? It is a gram stain. Now when we are treating with the iodine, what will happen? Again, it will fix that color to these bacteria. And the another step, after treating with iodine, we will wash these two slides with the alcohol. Okay, what we are doing? We are treating with the alcohol. We have washed with the alcohol. When we are washing with the alcohol, what will be the result? The result is that after washing it, this A type, Okay, this A type has retained its color, which is blue in color. If you see, the bacteria retain its color of blue or purple in color. While in case of B slide, okay, what will happen after washing with alcohol, the color will get changed, or we can say there will be no staining. Fine, there will be a crystalline of color, or the bacteria will be transparent. How I am showing here with the help of some blue this black marker. Okay, so now there will be no staining in this type of bacteria. So what we can conclude here, that the bacteria which is retaining its color after washing with alcohol, these are known as gram positive bacteria. So what we can say here, these are gram positive bacteria, and those bacteria who doesn't retain its color, and what they have done, they have decolorized after washing with alcohol, they are known as gram negative bacteria. So this is the main important thing about gram positive and gram negative bacteria. So how we will see the gram negative bacteria? When we have washed and it will be transparent in color, we need some stain here. So what we will do? We will do another step in case of gram negative bacteria. We will treat with a safranine. What we will do? We will treat with the safranine, because we know that safranine is a counter stain. Okay, this counter stain, what they will do? Again, they will colorize it when we are treating with the safranine. Now, what will happen? The bacterial color will get changed into red color, because we know the color of the safranine is red. So here, gram positive will become blue or purple in color, and the gram negative bacteria will be red in color due to the treatment of safranine, so that we can see these gram negative bacteria. Now, how these things are happening? What is the causes, or what is the reason behind it, that they have taken the color but they have not taken the color? What will be the reason here? So I'm stopping it here to make you understand what was the reason behind it. If you will see the gram positive bacteria and the gram negative bacteria, so what will happen? The structure of bacterium, we know that if I say it is a bacterium, it is another bacterium, just assume it. So the inner layer is known as plasma membrane, and outer to plasma membrane, what is there? There is a cell wall. What is there? Cell wall. In case of gram positive bacteria, the cell wall is thick. What happens? The cell wall is thick. While in the case of gram negative bacteria, the cell wall is thin. Or we know that the cell wall of the bacteria is made up of peptidoglycan. So here the peptidoglycan layer, or here because peptidoglycan is present in both gram positive as well as gram negative bacteria. So here the layer is thick, while in case of gram negative it is thin in structure. Okay. So another difference is that if you see the gram negative bacteria, there is additional layer. What is there? There is an additional layer above to the this peptidoglycan membrane, which is known as what? Which is known as lipoproteinaceous layer. It means that it is made up of what? It is made up of lipoprotein. Fine. This is made up of, due to this lipoproteinaceous member, these bacteria are not able to retain its color, because the peptidoglycan layer is thick. What it will do? It will take the bacteria, it will take the stain, and it will retain this stain into this peptidoglycan layer. And here the layer is very thin, so they are not able to retain its color. So these are the factors behind it, that why the gram positive are why the gram positive bacteria are retaining the stain, and why they are not retaining the stain. So these are the two differences. Now along with these things, we have to memorize what are the difference between these gram positive and gram negative bacteria. So here I am explaining you the difference between the gram positive and gram negative bacteria. The first difference, we know that we have done, what it is that? Peptidoglycan is thick here, while it is thin in case of gram negative bacteria. Second thing, that it is made up of another layer. The above layer is made up of lipoproteinaceous, which is absent or which is less in case of gram-positive bacteria. The third, another point which we have to add here, the teichoic acid. Teichoic acid is present in case of gram-positive bacteria, while it is absent in case of gram-negative bacteria. Another important difference, we can say muramic acid. Muramic acid content is more in case of gram-positive bacteria. We can say 70 to 80%, while this muramic acid is very less in concentration or less in amount, only 10 to 20%. Right? So these are differences between these two things. Another important, we can say, these gram-positive are not so pathogenic and these gram-negative bacteria are pathogenic. So this is very important. See, whenever we are affecting with any diseases, so maybe the chances is more that it would be the gram-negative bacteria. So these gram-positive bacteria are susceptible to antibiotic. If you are affected by any gram-positive bacteria, okay, first of all it is non-pathogenic, but if there will be any pathogenic bacteria, so we are having proper antibiotic. If we will give antibiotic to the patient, so this bacteria we can overcome with this gram-positive bacteria very easily, because what they will do, they will susceptible and they will kill the cell wall of the bacteria. But in case of gram-negative bacteria, they are resistant. They are resistant to antibiotic. It means that if we are affecting with any gram-negative bacteria, we need more powerful antibiotic. Because why? Because due to the resistant cell wall. If cell wall will be resistant, what is required? It will take more time to kill that cell wall. So it is required that most of the pathogenic disease caused by the gram-negative bacteria and less disease caused by the gram-positive bacteria. Examples are, we are having different bacteria. For example, we can say Lactobacillus, it comes under the gram-positive bacteria because it is not pathogenic. And the gram-negative bacteria, we are having Xanthomonas, Vibrio. So these are causing some disease in the human beings or in any living organism. So these are important thing about whole gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. And in the next lecture, we will come to know that what is the proper structure of bacteria and how we will understand in these bacteria in our day-to-day life. Fine. So that's all for this session. Thank you.